Hey everybody, Johnnie Thomason here. I'm out in the field, hadn't been out in the field in a while, and I'm out on the road. I'm in Plainview, Texas. This is an exciting time and an exciting thing. I'm at the Kenneth Wyatt Art Gallery. I'm with Jake and Matt Marshall, father and son. And Kenneth is your father-in-law.
Yes, sir.
And your granddad.
Yes, sir.
And you're an artist yourself.
Yes.
That's cool. I know I've seen some of your art too. This is a cool deal. Reason why we're down here is because Johnnie T likes Kenneth Wyatt art, and they're going to become a partner with the Kingdom Keys Network. Our pledge drive's coming up, and it's going to be the last week in August, and they have agreed to provide. Tell us about the size and how you say it right, because I mess it up every time.
Well, are you talking about the prints?
The prints, yeah. Yes.
So that's a fancy French word. That's why we Texans have a hard time with it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's called a giclée.
Giclée. Okay, there you go. I called it everything.
Fancy French word that actually means spray of ink.
Beautiful. Okay, so it's a fancy French word. Okay, a spray of ink.
Yeah.
That's good.
Spray of ink.
Okay.
It's really a process. It's the type of printing that we do. Back in the day, you didn't have so much print on demand, so when giclée printers were invented, that became all the artwork now is printed by that process.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I like
Absolutely.
it. I think it's great. It's on canvas. I've got, I think, about 8 or 9 of them in my house that I've collected over the years. And I've got some prints that are actually just prints, like they printed.
Right.
And then I found some rolled up prints and stuff like that. And I've got some prints with some real nice frames and stuff like that. But the say it again, giclée. I've called that thing so many things. I call it chicley and chicley and whatever else.
We've heard it all.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So what they're gonna do is we're gonna give away one of the dimensions.
24 by 30.
There you go. It's a 24 by 30 print, and I think they get to pick out what print it is and then what style of frame.
Yes.
And then if you don't want to come to Plainview and get it, they'll ship it to you as well. So that's a wonderful, wonderful prize. Now, Kenneth done a lot of Western art, and you do a lot of Western art.
Yes, sir.
The Western art is just because it's Texas, it's who we are, it's part of our heritage, but there's also something else part of our heritage, and it's the Christian part of Kenneth Wyatt. Kenneth Wyatt was Dr. Kenneth Wyatt, a Methodist preacher, and he got to speak, and there's a lot of people that know that, but then there's a lot of people that don't know that as well.
Right.
The book, The Apostle, the paintings of the apostles, I've got that. It's fascinating. I read it just the other day, just to get very familiar with it.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that side of Kenneth.
Well, he was ordained at age 14,
14.
which is pretty young, and received a little circuit of churches down around Turnersville, which is in the Gatesville area, and he had, I think, 3 little churches down there that he was on that circuit. And so from that point, he, was a Methodist preacher for the next a lot of years.
Yeah.
He actually started his painting career around the age of 40. So
okay. He didn't
whatever
start till
the
he was
math
40?
is, about 40.
Wow.
And he just, there's not a long story, but kind of a story about that. But I don't know if you want to go into that or not.
Well, if you make it, you can tell us a little bit.
Well, he when he was a pastor, and so he was doing a speaking engagement one night, and one of the guys, I don't remember where, it seems like it was in the Dallas area, and there was a gentleman sitting beside him by the name of Dimitri Vale, who was an artist.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Wyatt, his favorite thing to do, if he's just sitting around, he was probably doodling on a napkin. So, long story short, as he would have told the story, he realized that, this other guy was an artist, and the guy said, well, Kenneth, are you an artist? And he said, well, no. And he goes, well, I believe you should be. So after the speech and all that, they got together and had this long conversation and talk. And so when he got on the airplane to come home, he had a whole armload of art supplies, and we got off the plane. His wife asked him, said, "What's that all about?" And he goes, "Well, I think I'm going to be an artist." And so that's kind of where that got started.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that story. I'm glad you shared that with
Sure.
us. That's good.
Sure.
That's good. Man, how did you get started in painting?
Well, my story's kind of funny too. I came home from college as somewhere between my second and third year, and he was sitting down in the gallery painting. And when you watch someone who's good at something do something, they make it look really easy. So, me being who I am in my relationship with him, I was teasing him and picking on him, and I said, I can do that. And so he called me on it. He said, be here 7:30 tomorrow morning. So I showed up. He had 2 easels. He walked me through my first painting. When we were done, he said, if you want to learn to paint, I'm not getting any younger. You might not go back to school.
Wow.
And so I stayed home and learned to paint.
Yeah. Wow. That's a cool.
My mother was very happy that I didn't go back to college.
Really?
No.
Okay. No, she wasn't happy.
No, she was pretty upset. But it worked out.
But it worked out. That's
out.
right. Okay, I know that Mr. White had a gallery in Amarillo. He had the one in Tulia. He had one in Red River, and all of those have been closed. And it's kind of heartbreaking for us. I guess you call us. I don't know if we're fans or I don't know what you
fans,
call us.
that's a good word.
I guess I don't know what you call us, but then you opened the one in Plainview, Texas, not too long ago. Tell us how that happened and whose idea it was, and I mean, how did it just come to pass?
Go ahead, Jake.
Well, I was actually working at the post office, working nights, and they were kind of going through preparing to liquidate the estate and things. And my mom and my uncle sat down and were talking one night and thought they would offer me an opportunity to continue running the business. And I jumped at it, of course. But by then, the process had already been begun. And so I started up with the frame shop, took off running. I was living here in Plainview and had just gotten married. And my wife and I both lived here. She was a teacher here.
Okay.
And so we moved it to Plainview. And she's resigned from teaching this past year and has come to work with us here. And so now we're just doing this all as a family again. So
That's good, man. That's good. Well, I think we appreciate that. I think all the folks appreciate that, and we're going to help you guys get it out, get the name out, so to speak. I guess because if you partner with the Kingdom Keys Network, our listeners, they like to take care of people who support the network. So it's a good thing, and the art is beautiful.
Thank you.
I think it's God inspired.
Definitely is.
I definitely think that it is, and we appreciate y'all. I guess partnering with us during these fun times.
Well, we consider all of our galleries, this one included, all the ones we've had in the past, is just really a part of our ministry as well.
Oh, so, that's cool. That's cool. Now, you've recently added new artists or other artists. Let's talk about them just a little bit.
Jake, tell them a little bit.
So we have a local guy. His name's Rodney Watson. He's from here in Plainview, and he's very good. He's been painting for how many years? Long time. Yeah. Great guy. I go to church. My wife and I go to church with him. He's a deacon in the church and retired banker. And then we have Tyler Crow. He lives down in Hyco, just outside of Waco. And he's the youngest ever member inducted into the Cowboy Artists Association.
Wow.
27. He's really good. Good quality person as well. And we're real excited to have them both. And hopefully we'll be able to get them both here during our big grand opening.
When's that going to be?
We hadn't really nailed that down.
We haven't set a real firm date. Probably early November.
Okay.
Later October, early November.
Well, let us know. We won't be a part of that.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you down here.
We might come down here and set up something out on the sidewalk or something.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun. Well, that's cool, man. All right, tell us the hours, all the stuff, how it works. Let's talk about the Facebook page, the website, all of that good stuff. Let's give our listeners an opportunity to either drop by or check you out on the interwebs.
Yeah. So our website's kennethwyatt.com. And we have a Facebook page. I think it's just Kenneth Wyatt Galleries. And our hours they're gonna be Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5:30.
Tuesday through Saturday.
10 to 5:30, yeah. If someone comes on a Monday and gives us a call, we're probably around anyway. So,
Okay. Okay.
but that's kind of what we're looking at right now.
That's cool. And then you guys do something like called a print of the day.
We do, yes, and we try to find things that maybe not everybody's seen very much, and it's offered at a discount for 24 hours, and we do a new one every day.
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
And so keep an eye on it because it rotates all the time, and see something you've never seen before.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, y'all like them on Facebook. That's important. Be sure to like
Absolutely.
them on Facebook and
You
follow
bet.
them, because that's when you can find the, like you said, the art that you haven't seen. I've been following and looking at stuff, and I have books and stuff, and I still see stuff I haven't.
Right.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
How many paintings do you think he painted? Was there ever a count or an estimate maybe, or?
He did. We did track his owners, and when I say track them, that means something different today than it did 30 years ago.
Sure.
But we have a list of his original owners and the people who bought it, and so in the 8,000 to 9,000 range.
Okay.
So
8 to 9.
that's a lot of paintings
That is a
in
lot, yeah.
50 years or so. That,
Oh, yeah.
his
Wow.
most of his body of work was, has been in the last
That's powerful.
45 to 50 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and he's been in business as an artist. I guess that was from the late 60s. So I don't know, is that, want to do the math on that set? And, I know we see paintings that are dated, that are actually dated as early as 1968, but we still have some pieces that are prior to that
Okay.
are probably in 66, 67, somewhere in there. So
you still have original work for sale?
we do. Of course, we had some all along, and now a lot of his peer group that have purchased a lot of his art, some of that's coming back through the gallery for whatever reason it may be. Family doesn't have room for
Sure.
it, or doesn't match their sofa, whatever the case
Right,
may
whatever
be.
the case may be, yeah.
So we resell those for the families, and so we're getting constantly pieces of work in here that he's done.
That's
bronze,
Yeah.
all mediums of paintings. And, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that part of it. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty cool.
It's worked out. I think it's working out real well for everyone.
Because I know
Absolutely.
that certain, I guess, companies would commission him to do something for them.
Right, and that's true. Oil companies. He did one for George Bush when he was president. National Day of Prayer, focused on the family, commissioned him to do a piece for them to give to
Yeah.
George Bush.
Oh, wow.
The Apostles that he painted was originally kind of the Methodist Church actually commissioned him to do that as fundraisers for their chairs of evangelism.
Okay.
They wanted to put a chair of evangelism in all their seminaries, and so that was done originally as a fundraiser for them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like reading the book about how he would find the different models.
Right.
That was just,
Yeah.
man, that's cool, man.
Yeah, everyday people, same way Jesus chose them, just
Exactly.
everyday people.
Exactly. That's. I mean, it's amazing
Yeah,
to know that
yeah.
kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people that don't know, but there's a lot that probably do. That's really
Absolutely.
good. All right. Well, once again, this is Johnnie Thomason's the community information interview. I might not have said that at the beginning, and that's okay. Hey, we're in Plainview, Texas, at Kenneth Wyatt Galleries. They are open from Tuesday through Saturday from 10:30 to 5:30. And be sure to like them on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And check that website out. Man, I appreciate
Yeah,
you guys
you
taking
bet.
a few minutes out and
Yeah.
visiting with me about these things.
Yeah, we're excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all.
Thank you for coming to see us, and we ask blessings on your radio station and your work you're doing.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
You betcha.